In 2024, Six Flags Great Adventure will be kicking off their 50th anniversary celebration with their largest investment in nearly 20 years, which I'd guess is more money than what the park spent on El Toro in 2006. In fact, out of all of the Six Flags parks receiving new attractions in 2024, Six Flags Great Adventure looks to be receiving the most new capital. All the new additions and upgrades coming to Great Adventure, including the park's 15th roller coaster, the Flash Vertical Velocity, should really help make the 50th anniversary quite special. Before we kick things off, if you didn't know, Six Flags Great Adventure officially opened on July 1st, 1974, as just Great Adventure, years before it would become part of the Six Flags chain of parks. As part of the 50th anniversary, Six Flags Great Adventure has released this logo here, which I absolutely adore. It pays tribute to not only the original Great Adventure logo with the hot air balloon and tiger, but also the original Six Flags Great Adventure logo with the rainbow. It's a great mashup. While we're on this topic, in the park's press release, they mentioned that nostalgic enhancements are coming our way that give a nod to the park's history, as well as an upgrade for two park originals, the log flume and the big wheel. So first off, with the nod to the park's history, I'm sure we'll see the new 50th anniversary logo posted all over the park, as well as the park's other logos over time and hopefully pictures as well. Great Adventure has a very rich history with the amount of different themed areas, attractions, and park owners over the years, so there's definitely a lot that could be shared for park guests. Maybe we'll even see a park museum return in 2024 like the park had in 2014 for the park's 40th anniversary. Only this time, I'd love for the museum to be permanent, similar to what Cedar Point has in Frontiertown. But also exciting is the upgrade coming to the log flume and big wheel. The log flume has been closed all season and is currently in the process of being refurbished. Prior to the 2024 announcement, the park had been teasing us with posts on both the log flume and big wheel. Based on the park's posts, I'd guess that the park plans to return the log flume back to its original color scheme, and I'd also hope for an enhancement to the ride's queue and pathways, as well as additional logs to help with capacity. With the big wheel, it seems like the ride's original light package will be returning, probably in the form of LED lighting, which would really give the ride a much better nighttime presentation. The park will also be offering the opportunity for guests to purchase anniversary bricks and keepsakes that will adorn a new pathway located at the park's original entrance. If you didn't know, the four color tents between the carousel and El Toro's turnaround were actually part of the park's original entrance from 1974, and the park had been teasing about this prior to their announcement. This was another teaser in which the park showed a brick with the four color tents and dreaded paintball building in the back. From what it sounds like, the park will finally be removing the abandoned paintball building and bringing back the entirety of Dream Street, which ran from the four tents all the way to the big wheel in one continuous stretch of pathway just like in 1974. If so, gone would be the silly dead end that forced guests to route through the boardwalk or arcade building to go from one side of the park to the other. This is honestly a very appreciated enhancement in my book, and I wish the park had done this years ago. Great Adventure has become filled with dead ends over the years, and this was one of the worst ones for sure. I 100% plan on purchasing a brick, and I'm also hoping the park spruces up the four tents and surrounding area to give further tribute to the original entrance. But what I also can't wait to do is stand at the four tents and stare down the long pathway, especially with the big wheel's new lighting package if that comes to fruition. Overall, it seems like the park is really set on improving its look and feel, which I'm very happy about as the presentation of Great Adventure has definitely declined over the last 2 decades. I've also heard rumors that some sort of refresh is coming to the front entrance gates of the park, but time will tell. Next on our list is the return of Safari Off-Road Adventures, where the Safari will be returning as a theme park attraction. Since the pandemic, the Safari had been reverted to a drive-through experience where guests drove through the attraction in their own cars like back in the day. But Great Adventure will now be turning the Safari back into a theme park attraction where guests journey aboard Safari off-road trucks with the tour guide. Interestingly, in addition to allowing guests to board the attraction at the main station in Frontier Adventures, the park also claims to allow boarding at the original Safari entrance, which I guess would require some sort of separate ticket. If I had to guess, part of the decision to bring back Safari Off-Road Adventures is to bring more buzz and life back to the park's Frontier Adventures area, and this may be to eventually coincide with what the park is rumored to receive in 2025, which from what I'm hearing is another large-scale roller coaster. Supposedly, the Northern Star Arena will be removed and the new roller coaster will occupy the space, but time will tell on this one, and I'll let you guys know if I hear any more rumors on this. Also coming in 2024 is something that I find the most exciting as a longtime Great Adventure fan and local, and that is the new Savannah Sunset Resort and Spa, which is part of a new luxury safari experience. The park states this is an authentic African lodging experience set within the expansive 350-acre wild safari park. Overnight guests will enjoy ultra-luxurious glamping accommodations, scenic vistas, spa services, and VIP dining, all creating an unforgettable safari getaway. Guests will stay in custom luxury canvas tents that bring opulence to the open savanna. On the park's website, they state that you can watch the sunrise over scenic fields as giraffes freely roam just feet away while you enjoy your morning cup of coffee. In the 2000s, during the Premier Parks era, Six Flags Great Adventure was in the process of being converted to a resort. 2005 saw the addition of the highly themed Golden Kingdom area, which featured King Ka, and 2006 saw the addition of the highly themed Plaza del Carnaval featuring El Toro. Premier Parks wanted to refresh all areas of Great Adventure, build a hotel at the park, and make the destination a true resort. But that was all cancelled due to the growing debt of Six Flags and transfer of control of Six Flags from Premier to Red Zone. So with the Savannah Sunset Resort and Spa, Six Flags Great Adventure will finally offer an overnight option, and it sounds quite exciting being that it's not a traditional hotel experience. If possible, it would be amazing if the Savannah Sunset Resort was connected directly to the park, allowing guests to easily walk back and forth between the resort and theme park without having to drive over to the main entrance, just like the Knoebels campground. But if the park were to build the new camping experience at the Safari's Camp Aventura, walking between the park and campground would not be feasible. I'm also hoping that this isn't too expensive and is properly operated for the best guest experience. Even though I only live 20 minutes from Great Adventure, I am eager to try this out. And of course, the reason you probably clicked on this video is to hear about the park's new roller coaster coming in 2024. And that of course is the Flash Vertical Velocity, which will be located behind Cyborg Cyberspin in the park's metropolis area. Interestingly, the park lists that Flash is located in Movietown, where Batman the Ride and Dark Knight are, even though it's technically placed in Metropolis where Justice League and Cyborg are, but this might just be a typo on the website. Based on the concept art, it appears Flash will be oriented differently than I originally thought. However, what is confirmed is that the ride will definitely not travel over the park's entrance. But what's different from what I predicted is the coaster is pushed further into the park and won't run alongside the initial entrance plaza where the parking lot ends. It will instead stretch as far as maybe the park's security screening structure and run deeper into the park in what looks like this unused area of land here. And this would be awesome, as I've never liked the large number of unoccupied spaces in Great Adventure, and this will help to fill in this plot of land. I'd also reason that the coaster will travel over the pathway leading into Metropolis, which will also lead to a nice amount of interaction between the park's pathways and the Flash. If you've been to Great Adventure, then you know that most of the coasters are built on the edges of the park, meaning most of the pathways do not cross under any coasters. So this will be a great touch, but I'd also guess that because of this, the ride will have a very strict loose article policy where no cell phones or car keys are allowed on the ride, just like on El Toro, King Ka, the Joker, and Jersey Devil. If this is the case, I'd really hope that the park implements a free double-sided locker system, just like on Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure or Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. In fact, I've been hearing rumors that Great Adventure plans to add double-sided lockers to El Toro and its other rides with strict loose article policies. So if the Flash is just as strict with loose articles, hopefully it receives double-sided lockers as well, especially since the nearby Hershey Park recently implemented a similar double-sided locker system on Wildcat's Revenge. Going into the experience of Flash, this is a multi-launching roller coaster, and riders will take the layout both forwards and backwards. Overall, riders will experience 7 launches, 4 inversions, and 10 moments of weightlessness with both a forward and backward lap. The ride will stand 164 feet tall, reach 59 miles per hour, and sport a track length of 1,430 feet. But since you traverse the ride layout forwards and backwards, you can essentially double that. Overall, the coaster looks very fun and especially unique. It doesn't seem like it should be ultra intense, and interestingly, Great Adventure called the ride a family coaster in their press release. Flash will feature a 48-inch height requirement just like El Toro and Jersey Devil coaster, but I'd wager the coaster will be less intense than both of these coasters. Additionally, the Joker also has a 48-inch height requirement, and the Flash will most certainly be a much better ride. The only downside is that the ride will indeed only operate with one train that holds 24 passengers. While there is no official press that states this, you can see the lack of a turntable or 2-train loading system in the concept art. This is easily the biggest disappointment with Flash, and I'd expect long lines for the new coaster, especially with it being located right at the park's main entrance. While Vekoma advertises a theoretical capacity of 800 riders per hour, that requires over 33 dispatches per hour at a rate of at least one train every 109 seconds. For comparison, that is a hard number to achieve on a ride that operates 2 trains like El Toro. So imagine doing that many with just one train. Like I mentioned in my earlier video on Great Adventure Super Boomerang, 800 riders per hour will not be a realistic capacity, and I'd expect the operational capacity to average around 500 to maybe 600 riders per hour with a well-trained and well-staffed ride crew. crew. Hopefully the park implements a single rider line to ensure that every seat is occupied. Now this capacity isn't necessarily the end of the world, and rides like Joker average this level of throughput also. I just hate that low capacity coasters are becoming the norm at massive theme parks. What might help are the rides over the shoulder restraints, which will hopefully be more accommodating for larger riders than lap bars would. While this doesn't apply to all coasters with over the shoulder restraints, Kingda Ka with its over the shoulder restraints is a far more accommodating ride than El Toro is with its lap bars. If the Flash is able to accommodate riders of all sizes, that might help with keeping load times quick and consistent, allowing the line to move as fast as it can. I can also confidently say that having worked in the rides department at Six Flags Great Adventure for years, the department takes its operations quite seriously, and I'm sure they will do the best they can to get the most throughput out of the Flash. Hopefully we'll see those double-sided lockers and no-lose articles allowed on the ride platform, which would speed up dispatch times immensely. And while I'm bummed that the Flash will only operate with a single train, it does seem like a great roller coaster, and I think accelerating in the coaster's valleys will make the transitions between elements a lot more intense than on a normal coaster. I'm honestly amped to try it out, and I can't wait to see how the park's entrance looks with the new coaster standing over it. And I think the bigger story is that a large-scale US theme park has finally bought a large-scale Vekoma coaster, and I'm hoping this leads to a renaissance in the United States of new age Vekoma coasters partially dominating the scene alongside the other competition. Now in the park's press release, there was no mention of Nitro receiving a new color scheme and updated theming, which has been a long-standing rumor, especially since the park just purchased a brand new 4th train for the coaster, and all trains now have an updated blue color scheme. The updated trains do not match the coaster's faded colors, and I really hope the coaster is repainted. I'd also love to see the Runaway Mine train get repainted, as well as Kingda Ka, but we'll have to see about that. I really do hope that at least Nitro gets new paint. So that will do it for this video. I am very excited for Great Adventure's 50th anniversary, and I can't wait to try out the new Savannah Sunset Resort and Flash Vertical Velocity. Comment below what you think of the upcoming additions, and let's get a discussion going. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys at Six Flags Great Adventure in 2024. Thanks for watching. Peace.